hello there, all those flute players out there. We're going to have fun today. Today's a lesson about vibrato. So vibrato is that wavy thing. I have another lesson that you've probably seen already about how to learn to play vibrato. This lesson is going to be about, okay, you got vibrato, now what do you do with it and where do you put it into the music? So we're going to talk about that. So reviewing just slightly, when you learn vibrato, remember I talked about the pulsing. Da, it's like ha ha ha, but connect them together. And using a metronome, has to be done with a metronome. And I talked about putting pulses in evenly, say 3 per beat and then 4 per beat. So here's my metronome here. 3 per beat, think da, like triple it, da. Once you've got that under the control, then pop it down to about 60 beats per minute and then practice doing 4 per beat, like one alligator, alligator, da. And you want all those pulses to be absolutely even with each other and none of them louder than the one before it or anything like that. It's all about learning control. And it takes a little while to teach your muscles how to do it. So you have to be patient. So when you've done all that fun stuff with the metronome, then what I do is I tell my students, just like on a scale, practice your pulsing 3 per beat and 4 per beat. And I chose G major scale, and I'll demonstrate it for you. Let's say I will do now at 80, at 3 per beat. I'm going to practice that first. So I'm going to put that over there. And starting on the G, think da, triple it, like this. Like that. So when you, I'll turn this off for a second. When you switch to a different note, okay, you should have a pulse right on that note, like da. Don't wait around for it. Don't go like da, you know, on the pulse. And I'll demonstrate it again one more time. And notice as soon as I switch to the new note, I'm on a pulse. I'm on a okay, right on it. And here it is. That was 3 per beat. Let's try 4 per beat. So I'm going to do 4 per beat because a lot of times in the music, 4 per beat, you naturally slip into it. It's like 4 per beat, 5 per beat. So here's at 60 beats per minute at 4 per beat. Think alligator, alligator, da. And I'll demonstrate that. Now, it's okay if you're not doing the entire scale the first time around. Just do first, 3 notes. Da. And then, work yourself up to it. Now, when you've got that in control, and again, please do it with a metronome. It's really important. Now, where do you put it in music? So we start out with a slow piece of music that has at least half notes in it and whole notes. And put a vibrato in those. Now, I chose Amazing Grace because it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. And I wrote the notes down for it. It has some half notes in it. V stands for vibrato. So what I do is first, just practice the vibrato on those half notes, on those white notes. And so, for example, here's the G. So I'm going to practice a vibrato, and again, let's say I'm going to do it at 4 per beat. So on a G, just do it on a G. Just like that. And then I have some B's, B naturals. Practice that. And I also have it on a high D. So let's practice 4 per beat. And again, it's just controlling it. Really think, dove, alligator, alligator, dove. And they're all nice and even with each other. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play it through. And looks like I've got 60 beats per minute, so I'm going to do 4 per beat for a little bit of Amazing Grace. And here's what it would sound like. Let's practice 3 pulses per beat. So I'm going to move it up to 80. And let's see what I get here. And 80 at 3 per beat. So you're thinking triplet, triplet, da, ha, 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 ha. Practice a little bit on the G. On the B. On a D. All right. So now I'll play it with 3 pulses per beat. It's all about control. All right. So, just start with a slow song. Practice the vibrato evenly, 3 per beat, 4 per beat, on each, say, half note or whole note. Whatever beautiful piece floats your boat is fantastic. And let's see what else I can talk about. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, you know how some singers will go blah, they'll put the vibrato right at the very end? We don't do that as flute players. So you don't want to do this. And I hear a lot of people do that. It just sounds awful, and the conductor of the orchestra or the band director just cringe. So you just want, when you're doing the vibrato, start it at the beginning of the note, not at the end. And people do that all the time. So it's all about control. And last but not least, less is more. A long time ago, flute players, classical flute players, would vibrato all over the place, everywhere. And it sounded like a nanny goat or strangling a chicken. And we don't do that now. Flute players now, and when I listen to, professional classical musicians, they temper the vibrato. They don't put it everywhere. Whatever you do, don't put a vibrato in every single note just because you can. Think about it. I'm going to put a little vibrato, like it adds a little extra shine and goodness to the phrase. So just because you can put a vibrato in a bunch of notes, just pick out which notes you want to do it with, and you'll sound even better. And you know what? Have fun. It's just going to make you sound even more beautiful when you play, and have fun with it. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, by the way, subscribe. I'm supposed to say that at the end. Bye-bye.